Hello there folks, Marshall here. The next few videos are going to be uploads that I have deemed worthy, so to speak, of the recent 2 versus 2 casual Command Donut tournament that happened last weekend. You'll be able to tell all of those by the fact that they don't have a really snazzy thumbnail. I won't be doing anything special with the thumbnails on those, yeah, these are a sort of stopgap while I'm moving house. I'm moving house this weekend, and I have been given a few replays to cast thereafter, so I've got a good few videos coming, so do be sure to stick around and I hope you enjoy. So, what map is this? I've no idea. It's called Fahrenheit. I think this is one of Superhuman's maps. I have a feeling. I don't know. I don't know who made this map, but it's still one of those maps. I have no atmosphere enabled, and I have Darker Nights mod enabled. But here we go. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the first game of the Command Donut Swiss 2v2 Tourney. I'm WP Marshall, and I will be casting your game for you this evening. Sit back and enjoy the show. In Team Green, we've got Chris J. Scholl and David Q. Scholl going bots and vehicles first, following up with 1-1 openings, and into air for the lower commander. Meanwhile, on the South Pole, we've got a ping from Red saying let's go and expand over there, probably. In Red, we've got Pluto and Command Donut, also known as Ferret and Broom, inversely, respectively. Going bots first each, following into further bots and air. Getting their commanders going on for the mechs and power. Of course, no longer is Commander Reclaim a thing. How wonderful that news is. That remains to be seen, actually. Lots of people are saying it's probably going to swing the meta back to a previous iteration. But, again, that remains to be seen. So behind each of these teams, we've got this nice little platform with 5 mechs on it. Always good to go and grab those as one avenue of expansion. Equally, you can start to expand towards the opposite base. And as we can see from the red team, they're sending out fabbers in groups of 2 here. So, excuse me, that's what happens if you eat pizza too fast. So that they can expand a lot faster. Of course, with 2 fabs, they get things built a lot faster. With fireflies coming out from green, bumblebees will no doubt be following them sooner rather than later. Of course, double fabs means they can get up something like a Galata or something at some form of reasonable pace, which is kind of what they were. Meanwhile, over here from Red, saying let's ping, setting up over there. We've got a few movement queues, doing all sorts of shenanigans. I'm yet to see how the combat fabs, or lack thereof, will affect T2 timing. I suspect it'll maybe push it back a little bit. Quite how far, again, remains to be seen. So we only lost 1 fab there with those docks pushing. But we've got Green's commander moving out here, and a bumblebee coming to defend as well. We've even starting to see some sparks mixed in. What is going on here? Of course, they do take a bit more of a beating before they get killed. Red pinging, expanding very, very aggressively here, but equally, we've got the commander pushing up. We might even see some boombots coming out to counter this. But we are seeing a lot of sparks in order to deal with that relentless bot assault. Interesting decision to move 1 commander up onto the platform, equally building drifters, so that it's quite possible that they'll be looking to go down the back of the platform and across the lava there to raid the other side. Looks as though Red, however, Pluto and Command Donut, are aware of this. Wonderfully so. And have set up a few defences there. Airfab's out as well to expand. Eco's not too far apart at the moment. 165 to 130. Still no T2. And Air Factories, we got what? 2 plays. What's that? 1, 2. Coming up with a 3rd there. And we've even. Ooh, hello. We got some Pelicans and Infernos. What could we be doing with these guys? I want to be watching these in our picture-in-picture over there. Yes, that's now a feature. We can select units as a spectator, which is glorious to now count. So I can go, oh, how many is in that selection? We've got 4 hummingbirds, 2, and a bumblebee. A few hummingbirds coming over to scout. They will lose a couple of them, though, as they trade, but at the moment we're still very low in the air. Couple of sparks getting in. Fortunately, we got a lot of eyeball fabs there, and they didn't do a huge amount of damage in that iteration. Got some pings from green saying, oh, we need to go and defend over there, but the big old point at the moment that's going to be of significant focus is here. We've got some T2 vehicles coming up from red in the lowest right screen, as you can see. So they'll probably be mixing to levelers soon. Possibly even Vanguards, knowing that they've gone for Pelicans here. But with this commander here, we're going to be wanting some pelters coming up, as this is going to be a nice area of standoff indeed. We've got some red pelters coming up, possibly send some lobs in another direction, but of course without commander reclaim I fail to see how lobs are really going to be viable. Scout comes in on all the drifters. Those are now a thing. We've got our infernos moving across here. Those are going to be nasty when they drop because there's not a huge amount to defend and there's no anti-air there. 4 infernos, wonderfully placed. Wonderfully so. Let's watch those in POV as they scroll in. Gonna wreck a bit of metal there. Quite why they're retreating from docks is beyond me. Moving around, we've got a few red tanks pushing in from the other side. We've got the T2 vehicles up. The fab are almost finished, and no doubt we'll have levelers following those. Moving around the side, we've got lots of sparks doing raiding here. What is going on? This is new to me. Ooh, that commander forced to retreat because of that pelter. Beautiful. And a second T2 factory. Eco is now pushing well ahead for red team. Of course, they are Uber players versus a platinum and a silver, so could almost predict that red were going to walk over this one. Look at that, we've got a lot of sparks in there. What's going on here? 7 sparks. Really? I'm just waiting for this old force to make a push. You can see the numbers down there in the left. So we're going to have 2 here. This red force could move up around that side. And this one is just going to scroll straight through this wall here. Then you get a lovely 2-pronged assault, probably killing off 1 commander and certainly wrecking the base. Following through for the second comm. We've got some drifters coming into the back of the base. Fortunately, there will be enough to defend this, but at significant losses based on the current unit count. All we need are a couple of those Vanguards, but they are unfortunately on the wrong side of the base. Let's take out those Infernos before they get too close, if you please. There we go. Meanwhile, though, we have got the forces from red pushing in. So yeah, we're going to watch that one down here. And in fact, while this force pushes in here, there's not going to be a huge amount this commander can do. He can try and run, he can try and Uber, but it only delays the inevitable. 1 commander down for green as red continues to push in. How much of their force will they have left? None. Okie doke. Down on the south, though, all those wonderful, wonderful drifters were taken out. It looks as though they were taken out by Pelican Vanguard popping. Wonderful. Probably want to go back and view that micro in the picture-in-picture if you want, but that's the sort of high-level micro you expect to see with Pelicans and Vanguards, and it is glorious. Here we go. What's going to happen here? They need to avoid any air defense. And they can move this straight in. They can even pop it down in the middle of this vehicle blob. Take it all out. It's up to them. There we go. Ping saying, drop it off here, please. Moves it over. And there you go. Now green's aware of what's going on. Fortunately, though, it's a little too late. Let's have a look in the army tab there as the eco tab is screaming away at 200 plus. Fabers 9 to 29, mobile 55 to 80. Not good news, and we've got the levelers coming out now as well. Idle comms from red, but really, do they need to be anything else? Not really. Nice raiding from the drifters around the back, but unfortunately there was no raiding elsewhere, and I really feel as though that's where green kind of strangled themselves here. And the GG's. Yeah, it's over. Wonderful play there by Pluto and Commando Nuts, or Broom and Ferret, as they may prefer to be called.